Hello there, traveler. Welcome to the castle. Or, I guess more accurately, AMDK, Palace of Injustice, by GyLala. I'd like to share my thoughts about a book I've read, if you're willing to indulge a dragon. Thank you, traveler. Let's begin. Fracture is a novel written by Hugo Jackson and published by Inspired Quill. It is the second book in the Resonance tetralogy. There was a moment in this book, towards the end, where I genuinely thought, oh, that's the good stuff right there, during a large-scale fight. I had to physically keep myself from shouting in triumph while I read it in the break room at work. It's worth reading for that bit alone, but to explain what happens is a massive spoiler, so I'm going to sell the book on the many other things that it has going for it. The sequel to Legacy, Fracture takes a step back from Faria and her friends for most of the book as they recover and rebuild from the Draken siege of Zyal at the end of the first book. The main focus of the book is on Bayer, Faria's former bodyguard, and Alaris, a captain of the Andarn forces. Together, they are entrusted to find and report back on a possible treasonous plot that could involve multiple sovereigns. This means that the book focuses a lot more on the interpolitics of the different nations that are at play and some of the history of why they are the way they are. I was concerned at first because I wasn't sure how this would be handled. Thankfully, Hugo does a good job of giving context for the different regions without falling into the fantasy novel trope of reading from a fictional history textbook. While the main plot of the book is Bayer and Alaris' journey to uncover the secrets of this planned treason, the themes of the book are far more interesting. It's a book about war, but specifically the parts of wars that no one really likes to talk about. Rebuilding after major conflicts, how other sovereigns react to those conflicts, why a sovereign would go to war in the first place. Often in fantasy writing, once the big battle is won against the villains and the screen fades to black, that's the end. But life goes on after that. There's going to be other battles to win, and someone needs to be there to help pick up the pieces that were left behind in the conflict. The moments in the book where these themes shine through is where I think Fracture comes alive the most. Faria, the main character of the last entry, is confined to a hospital bed for the majority of the book as she recovers from her horrific battle with Rykali. We get to see her struggle with her duties as the new Empress of Zyal while trying to heal. Fracture is a story somehow more about war without actively being set in one that strikes a balance between regrouping and looking forward to a brighter future. That and the sheer amount of quotable dialogue makes this a great continuation of the story. Until next time, curl up with a good book and be kind to yourself.